Hi guys, welcome back, and we're back doing some work on the TT. This has a Ramair intake, so what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you how you service it basically. So let's just jump straight onto it. So just got to pop the bonnet, right, clip in the middle, and up she comes, and there it is. And it's simple as just a flat bladed screwdriver. We just undo this giant Jubilee clip, just get it loose enough, and then walk it out. And as you can see, it's just very dusty, and what you don't see, you can see how dusty it is on the outside, but inside it's clean, which means the air filter and the oil is doing its job, but feeling it, it is very dry. So all we're going to do is go and clean it. I'll show you how to do that, and then that's it. Right, so with these, they're as simple as just getting them wet. So what I do, just get some, it's a foam filter, so it's all sponge, so I just make sure the whole thing's wet. And what we're doing is we're getting rid of the old oil and the dust that's been held by it. Very liquid. Now you can get foam filter cleaners, but you know, you don't have to, hence I'm not. Everything inside of Ramair is stainless steel. There's nothing that's going to rust. It's perfectly okay to do this. Okay. Now what I like to do is I do it in a bowl on purpose, so then you'll see when you're finished what's actually come out of your filter. So it's quite nice to know how well it's worked. So just massage it all in. And then there you go. Right, let's get some cool water on it. Now you can't beat being thorough. Make sure it's all out. So make sure you squeeze as much of the water out as you can. And when you look inside, when you squeeze it, there's no bubbles. There you go, turn it round, no bubbles at all. So that's all the fairy liquid gone. So what I do now, as it's such a boiling hot couple of days, this is going to go and sit in the garden and dry out in the garden. Normally I'd put it in our garage for a couple of days, make sure it's bone dry. This has to be bone dry before we re-oil it, because they're oiled. So that's the next step. But what we will do now, let's just have a look. I'll put that there at the water and see if anything dirty come out. Yeah, look at the colour of that. All that dirt was in the air filter, so that was definitely well needed. Right, so next step, we'll put it in the garden, dry it, and I'll pick you back up then when we're ready to oil it. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, so now this is dry. We've left it overnight, so it's lovely and bone dry. It's all nice and clean. So what you do then is you get air filter oil specific, which is here. Now there are other brands you can use, that's entirely up to you. K&N is just such a huge brand that I just use it because I know they're very good at what they do, and it's very good stuff. Even though it's a Ramair, it's no different. It's the same situation as their filters as it is the K&N one. So all you do is give it a good shake, hold it, and then don't forget the bottom. Now what you do, just have a look. Now the problem is you don't want to over oil, but obviously you don't want to under oil. So now we let that, stick that in the sun and let that tack dry and wipe off all the excess oil from the side of it here. Wipe off any excess oil, let that tack off, and then what you do, you look for any areas that aren't oiled or because you can see it's going pink, and then once that's tack dried, we'll put it on. And then we'll do that in a sec. So we're going to put that back out in the sun now and let that tack dry for a bit and then go from there. Okay, we'll see in a minute. Okay, so the filter's been sat now for a bit. As you can see, there's a nice gentle pink hue over the whole thing. There's no areas that aren't oiled. So now it's just a case of putting it back on. Obviously, this is incredibly simple. You saw it come off. It's just a Jubilee clip. Just feed it in. Obviously you want to see the Ramair, so you point that up. Do the Jubilee clip up. Obviously it depends on what vehicle you have as to what kind of clip that's holding it on. Yeah. So, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So nothing more complicated than that. It's just clean it, dry it, spray it, let it sit and dry, and then job done. So hope you enjoyed that and hope it's helpful. Like and subscribe and see you next one. Cheers guys.